Hello, YouTubers out there. This is Jerry Saravia at the movies. So this one is being done off the cuff. First of all, Happy New Year to all my subscribers out there. I really appreciate all of you. And here we are in 2024. So I hope to do a whole lot more reviews than commenting on things like I'm about to right now that are happening in the industry and new films that are being announced. I will still do that. I don't want to do that nearly as frequently as reviewing films. But anyway, this channel is about all sorts of things film related. So here we go. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse, as many of you know, the versions of Steamboat Willie from 1928 are now in the public domain. So that the earliest incarnation of Mickey Mouse, that particular image of Mickey Mouse, the way he looked in Steamboat Willie, is now in the public domain. So, not unlike Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, what a title, that came out a year ago, still unseen by me, that also entered the public domain. Mickey Mouse is also having a horror comedy of sorts, two horror comedies. So there's one being done by this filmmaker named Stephen LaMorte. And Morte, it's an interesting name because he's certainly murdering the innocence of Mickey Mouse, I guess. Anyway, this one, whatever innocence still exists, this version of it is set in a ferry. So this is one of the projects. And the other horror comedy, it's funny they inject comedy into it. I don't know if too many people that found Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey funny in a horrific way or horrifically funny. I don't know which. Anyhow, the other version of it is set in an arcade. It's called Mickey's Mouse Trap. And it's a guy dressed up as Mickey Mouse from Steamboat Willie days, killing people. If there is more to it than that, okay. Now, this is a long tradition of this sort of thing happening. Apparently, by the way, speaking of Stephen LaMorte, he did a film called, which I didn't even know this was even out, called The Mean One, which is, of course, about the Grinch, but in a horror comedy staple, I guess. I haven't seen it. If any of you have, please let me know. I'd like to know more about this one. I'm kind of curious. But this is, when you're taking Mickey Mouse, first of all, how is this film going to be really different from any other slasher picture? And it sounds like it's a slasher picture. Because if the guy was dressed up as Santa, and of course that was also a problem back 40 years ago, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Santa is not really a copywritten character to the best of my knowledge, so you can do anything you want with Santa, and a lot of things have been done with Santa, including Pia Sedora in Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And also Creepshow, the TV series, used a more demented Santa than anybody had even been aware of. But Mickey Mouse, I find that these characters, they exist in a certain level of innocence. It's kind of like H.R. Pufnstuf, Sesame Street. All these characters, they have a certain kind of innocence to them. And it's a good way to get kids to be introduced to these characters and to grow up with them. I think it's a good idea. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Looney Tunes, all that stuff. If they had taken the character of Mickey Mouse and put him in a more wicked version of a cartoon, say something along the lines of Nightmare Before Christmas, so you're a little bit edgy, but it's still, I don't really object to Mickey Mouse almost entering the dark side in a way, but I find that you still have to keep it somewhat upbeat. That's just me. I don't know. I just can't imagine taking these characters and doing this. I mean, it's a far cry from, say, taking Count Dracula and making it into a cereal called Count Chocula and having a little fun with it, and obviously not the same type of character that Dracula was, as we know. But Mickey Mouse, I just think there are certain things that we should be a little more protective of. I'm not saying you can't do whatever it is you want to do, particularly if it's entered the public domain. But, if somebody had a vision of a cartoon, let's say, or even stop motion animation or whatever, and taking a page from, say, Fantasia, putting Mickey Mouse into a situation nobody thought of before. That is to say, in the case of Fantasia, Mickey Mouse having putting on the wizard's hat and then falling asleep and controlling or losing control of his magical powers. That to me, I think would be welcome. Something along those lines. You still keep it upbeat, but you give it just a little nudge of an edge over a little bit into something else. But this idea of a person dressed up as this character and killing people, that's going to get old real quick. It doesn't. I don't know who this would really appeal to. Winnie the Pooh apparently did well enough that they are even doing a sequel to that one, the Blood and Honey. Nobody's thinking about doing, just another cartoon featuring Winnie the Pooh. And, your imagination can skyrocket. This doesn't sound very imaginative. It sounds under-imagined. They just have the concept, and then that's it. If there is something more to it, that's fine. Calling it a horror comedy doesn't dismiss the fact that what you're doing. So I don't know. I just find all of this rather, at best, under-imagined. But what do the rest of you out there think? You think Mickey Mouse and perhaps in the future Donald Duck and Minnie Mouse and every character that has a certain lovable characteristic in terms of their personalities and also in addition to being appealing to children, that we should have that they should be demonized. What do you think about that? You think that's okay, or do you think that maybe this is just a fad and it will go away? Probably will be a fad and it will go away. But anyway, tell me your thoughts. Lend me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. And I guess that's about it. Happy New Year once again to everybody out there. And if you're not a subscriber and you like what you hear, please subscribe to my channel. And if you're already a subscriber, please hit the notification bell up there for future uploads. So that's all I got to say about this. Mickey Mouse, what will they think of next? I can't even imagine. And this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies, signing off.